it's just really easy to keep reading and keep asking opinions and keep taking information in, but never actually taking action on it. You're just taking passive action where you're just consuming information, but not really implementing any of it because you don't know what to do, right? Like you don't know what to do and you don't want to cause more harm. You don't want to make yourself sick, more sick than you already are. And you don't want to commit to something that's not going to help, right? Or that might hurt you and make you worse.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Nourished and Thriving Show. I'm your host, Katie Luffett. I'm a registered dietitian on a mission to help you increase your impact and legacy on the world while healing your gut and reducing your IBS symptoms. I'm so grateful to have you here. Each week, I'll inspire you to live vibrantly and provide valuable resources and information that empowers you to take bold action towards your health goals. Before we dive in, make sure you follow or subscribe to my show wherever you're listening so you never miss an episode. Ready? Let's go!
Hey everybody, I'm really excited to continue this series through the 6 stages of gut rehab. So just a reminder, these 6 stages are the stages that I have found that everyone dealing with chronic gut issues must go through. Everyone goes through these symptoms or these stages. Everyone goes through these stages. And for some people, it may take years, right? It may take years. And I showed you guys and walked through on the first episode of this series where it's the overview. Go back and listen to it if you haven't listened. But I told you guys that I actually have a visual framework that I use to go through these stages with my clients, with people in workshops. So if you've been around for a while, these stages are probably not new. But I think that we always have new things that we can discover about ourselves in our journey through hearing them multiple times. But the framework that I have that's a visual framework for these stages is actually a pyramid. And so the hot mess gut is what we went over in the last episode, and it's at the base of that pyramid. And each stage that we progress through moves up. And so the pyramid gets smaller and smaller. And this shows you guys also that unfortunately not everyone is going to be moving into each stage. Some people are stuck at hot mess gut, which is the stage we talked through yesterday. Some people get stuck in this stage that we're going to talk about today. So people can get stuck, people can move around, they can bounce up, fall back down. It's not necessarily stagnant. And once you pass on to the next level, it doesn't necessarily mean that you may not go backwards. Okay, so just thinking through that. But yesterday we talked through the hot mess gut. In the first podcast episode in this series, we talked about all the different stages and a quick overview, how they fit together, and the just general theme and flow. And then I'm breaking these apart, and in each episode, so there's going to be 6 different episodes, one for each stage, we're going to talk through all of them. So like I was saying, some people, it may take years for them to get through all of the stages. Some people may never get through all of the stages. A lot of people won't actually. And for some people, it may not take that long at all. And I would say that's especially true if you have somebody on your team who is really skilled and experienced at helping you move through these stages more quickly. And in fact, that's my promise to my clients. It's not that I can heal your gut for you. And in fact, I always say, if you hear anyone making that promise for you, you need to run away. Right? Nobody can heal your gut. Nobody can solve those problems for you. They can give you tools and resources so that you're able to. But no one can fix it for you. No amount of money that you throw at it can fix it. My dad always says, and I can't ever decide if I fully agree with him or not. And I think the answer is that it depends on who you're talking about. But he has some truth in it. He says, any problem that can be fixed with money isn't really a problem. And it is a problem to people who don't have the means, who don't have money to fix it, even if money could fix it. But I get that, these medical issues that are really true big problems that we don't have the answers to, or that require a lot of effort, that can't just be fixed by handing somebody $100. They're real big problems, you know? And so these chronic gut conditions and these chronic gut symptoms are no different. You can't, unfortunately, just pay somebody to make it go away for you. Okay. But if you have the right support system, what we can do and what I promise is to help you move through these stages as quickly and efficiently as possible with support while helping you learn the lessons and gaining the confidence in yourself that you need to have as you move through them. Okay, and really empowering you to take ownership of these stages by giving you the information that you need, by giving you the options and presenting them so that you can choose, and really empowering you to think through what you want. That's how that's done. And so today we're talking about the step up from hot mess gut, and that is the root cause researcher. And as we talk through this, you're going to understand why a partner, a strategic partner in this, is really invaluable. Like, the value is priceless and just not able to be calculated. So the root cause researcher is cool. You know, it's somebody who's had a hot mess gut. They probably still have a hot mess gut, but they are realizing that medications are a Band-Aid, whether they're prescription or over the counter. Maybe they've heard somewhere that maybe something bigger is going on, that these symptoms are your body's way of telling you that something is off, but you don't know what it is. You don't know what your body's trying to tell you. You definitely don't know how to fix it, and everything is confusing, right? You're starting to like pull back the curtain on the whole world of gut health, which is exploding right now. It's so trendy and so popular. And I think it's for a good reason, because the people are realizing how important the gut is, but it's making it really challenging for you, the consumer, because there's so much information out there. It can be really hard to know who to trust and what information is accurate, who has your best intentions at heart, who's just trying to sell something, who really has the answers, and who's just been told to say like these 5 things, and who has the experience and has seen and implemented different things to see how people react to them and respond to them, and what works and what doesn't work, and all of that. But the root cause researcher is in this space where they're just starting to pull back the curtain on, okay, I don't just have IBS and that's that. Like, I have IBS for a reason. I have these gut symptoms for a reason, and I don't know that reason right now. And I don't really know what to do about it, but I want to figure it out, right? So this root cause researcher finds themselves in Facebook groups for IBS, or, you know, gut symptoms, or Reddit forums, or, you know, signing up for a bunch of different podcasts, reading a bunch of different books. But and they're really trying to research and understand and really become the expert themselves. But it can get really frustrating really fast, because all the information seems to contradict itself, and you want to choose the right thing because, you know, like, everything seems to be, you know, time intensive or expensive or complicated. And so it's impossible to move forward with like every protocol. Like, you have to do one, but you don't know which one is right because it's all confusing and complicated. And man, it is easy to head down into this cloud of overwhelm, right? Where you're like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know who to trust. I don't know. Like, this worked for my sister's cousin's neighbor, and, you know, this worked for my, you know, old high school friend or college roommate. And my church friend is telling me to try this, and everything's different. And I don't know what's going to work for me. And it's just really easy to keep reading and keep asking opinions and keep taking information in, but never actually taking action on it. You're just taking passive action where you're just consuming information, but not really implementing any of it because you don't know what to do, right? Like, you don't know what to do, and you don't want to cause more harm. You don't want to make yourself sick, more sick than you already are. And you don't want to commit to something that's not going to help, right? Or that might hurt you and make you worse. So that's in essence what the root cause researcher is, where they, you know, they're just kind of spinning in this research. So a lot of your time may be spent, you know, reading and watching other people. You're just not sure where to turn to, use all the tools and resources that you have available for you to learn. And you may even become kind of an expert in your social circles where it's like, oh, Sue knows all things about, gut health or celery juice or whatever, because they know that you are really knowledgeable, but you haven't actually taken any of that knowledge and put it into action. And so what happens here is you get stuck in root cause researcher mode and you get burned out and you end up just falling back into hot mess gut and getting by, right? And surviving. We talked all about hot mess gut in the last episode. So listen to that if you need to know that. Or the only way out of root cause researcher is to do something that we just alluded to a minute ago. So in root cause researcher, you're taking passive action where you're consuming information. The way to get out of root cause researcher mode is to take big, bold action towards something. And this is called short-sighted action taker. And it's the next stage of gut rehab that we're going to talk about in our next podcast. And we'll talk through why it's great, how it can be challenging, and how you can get stuck there and how to not get stuck there too. So make sure you listen to the next episode on that. But root cause researcher, I have this other example that I think will resonate with a lot of you guys. I tend to be an over researcher myself. So I can see a lot of myself in this one. Whenever I was expecting our first child, Charlotte, I was putting our baby registry together. And the thing that I was getting stuck on was something that was a really big investment. And that was the car seat stroller combo. Oh man, if you are a parent or a friend of someone who is a parent, and you've gone through this where you have looked into the best car seat to get, it is this rabbit hole of information. I don't know how many hours I spent reading reviews, safety reviews, installation reviews, how well it holds up, all the things about the strollers, YouTube videos, like safety ratings, like all of this stuff about these car seats and strollers. I think I finally had it narrowed down to the top 3. And I took them to my husband. I was like, okay, Joe, watch these YouTube videos with me. And he was like, Katie, like, I don't care. Just buy get whichever one you want. But I couldn't decide because it was a big commitment. It was a big financial commitment. You're not going to want to buy a second car seat and stroller. Like once you commit, you commit. And so, that's kind of how you can be in this root cause researcher. You want to commit to something, but you don't know which one it's going to be. So you spend a ton of energy and resources researching without actually making progress or getting better. So the fact of the matter is you've got to take some short-sighted action, make the best decision you can with the research and the information you have at your disposal at the moment. And we'll talk more about that in the next episode. So we'll see you there.
Thank you so much for listening to the entire episode. I hope you are feeling inspired and empowered to take bold action towards your health goals. If you enjoy what you heard, don't forget to follow my show so you never miss a new episode. And it would mean the world to me if you left me a review so others knew what to expect from my show. Last, get in touch. Let me know what bold action you're taking. Let me know how you're inspired. Follow me on Instagram at the_healthygut_dietitian. I've put a link in my show notes for you so you can simply click and follow. Come say hi. I respond to all my messages and I can't wait to get in touch.